One day I'll come and talk to you in depth about the animosity between the Hebrews, the Jews, the Christians also, and the Muslims. And I keep on saying it. Sometimes people will not believe me. But I would like to show you something. I would like to tell you that the hatred of the Muslims against the Christians and the Jews is deep.
Okay.
It is not extremism. It's not jihad. It's not Islamic extremists who hate the Jews. When you see what happened on October 7 and other attacks that the Hamas terrorists have continued to attack Israel, because we almost forgot, some of you, that when they then went to war, Israel was trying to not retaliate against the October 7 attack, but to make sure that October 7 does not happen again.
Okay.
Because October 7 had happened many times before. So the plan of Israel was to eradicate Hamas terrorist activities. Now, the Muslims do not like the Christians and the Jews. And that is not enough, because we don't need to be liked by the Muslims. But one thing I've continued to warn, I think those who have listened to me in the past 5 years, they've heard me saying, let us stop the proliferation of Islam in Africa. Islam is toxic.
Yes.
I said it in 2015, I said it in it's 10 years now. I've been saying it. And I will say it now that, for example, the Boko Haram and the Fulani bandits terrorizing the northern states of Nigeria, like Benue State, they are a systemic eradication of Christian groups in those states, because Islam has a target to Islamicize the rest of Africa.
Yes.
About 10 years ago, they wanted to achieve the Islamicization of Africa by 2030. But they saw that there is so much pushback. And so they revised their target to 2050. They want Zimbabwe to be predominantly a Muslim state. And this is why there is violence in Tanzania.
All right.
They want Tanzania to be an Islamic state, and watch the space. If they achieve that, Kenya will be next. And that's a problem. It's a problem because Islam is aggressive. We don't have a problem with it as a religion. We have a problem with a religion that teaches its people to kill those who don't want to join it. And I don't know, ministers, I don't know why we don't have people speaking about these things. It's not jihad that is extreme Islamic extremism that is causing our brothers and sisters in Nigeria to be abducted. A few days ago, they dumped the body of an Anglican priest, which they had abducted many months ago with his wife and daughter. They demanded ransom. They were given 10 million naira, and still they killed him. So they found the relatives and dumped the body. They said, you can find his body at so and so place. But they haven't released his wife and daughter. And I'll talk about this and I'll come back to Israel. Unless Nigeria receives military help from outside Nigeria, Nigeria has no capacity to deal with banditry and terrorism in Nigeria. As we speak right now, 2 weeks ago, a brigadier was gunned down on camera by these bandits. And they killed him. They killed the brigadier on camera. The brigadier was ambushed. He ran into the bush, started sending message to his barrack. He was in charge of a barrack. please come and rescue me. I am hiding in this and that place. The terrorist have people inside his own barracks, which is sent his GPS location to them, and they came and found him and gunned him down in camera.
Hey.
You understand?
Yeah.
There is political instability in Nigeria, and this is very saddening. President Tinubu used to criticize the previous governments, the Jonathan government, the Buhari government, that they are not doing enough to deal with the terrorism. But President Tinubu is now more nonchalant about this matter than his predecessors. President Goodluck Jonathan was better. President Buhari was worse. He was not good. Because these Muslim presidents, they also enter into the mosque. And this is why the greater civilian population of Nigeria is crying foul of the terrorism in Nigeria. Okay. But you see generals, MPs, senators, governors having dinner with the terrorists on camera. So if a government cannot speak with one voice, they cannot achieve anything. No. So there is a systematic cleansing of the Nigerian government of all Christians. You understand? They want to kill all the Christians, take them out. They had a political arrangement where if the president is Muslim, the vice president must be Christian. If the president is Christian, the vice president must be Muslim. They stopped it and the nation did not complain enough. Okay. Now the president is Muslim, the vice president is Muslim. So what these two are doing, they are fielding Islamic extremist personnel in all structures of government, such that these very terrorists are receiving fuel, vehicles, guns from the Nigerian government. This is why the Nigerian government continues to say there is no Christian genocide in Nigeria, but there is genocide in Nigeria. You understand?
Yes.
Now, if you are a Nigerian, you might want to listen to this. These are not bandits, and then the rest of the Muslims are peaceful. This is one thing that all Nigerians must listen to me about. There is no Muslim who wants to live peacefully with a Christian unless that Muslim is not a bona fide Muslim.
Right.
Because Islam teaches about killing Christians and Jews.
Yes.
Now, if you are a Muslim and you want a debate with me, my contact details are there. We can have a debate. I love debates, by the way. If you are a Muslim, I can debate with you. I can debate even with Zaka Naik on the diabolic nature of the Islamic religion. There are reasons why I haven't addressed Islam in detail. But in the Quran, Surah 8, verse 12, Surah 3, verse 151, Surah 9, verse 29. These scriptures say the following. Surah 3, verse 151 says, "We shall cast terror into the hearts of those who disbelieve." That is all non-Muslims.
Yes.
Surah 2, verse 191, it says, "And kill them, non-Muslims, wherever you find them, kill them. Such is the recompense of disbelievers."
Wow.
Surah 9, verse 5, "Then kill the disbelievers, the non-Muslims, wherever you find them, capture them and besiege them, and lie in wait for them in each and every ambush."
Hey.
I will repeat the verses. The verses in the Quran, the holy book of the Muslims. These are the teachings that all Muslims receive in their mosques from their imams. Terrorism is not a black sheep in Islamic doctrine. It is part of the very fiber, the core of Islam. They are taught to kill the people of the book, that is Christians and Jews, wherever you find them. Ambush them. So the Fulani headsmen and the Boko Haram and other terrorist groups and bandit groups, they are taught in the mosque.
Amen.
And so if the president is a Muslim, he is complicit. Surah 8, verse 12, Surah 3, 151, verse 151, Surah 9, verse 5, and Surah 9, verse 29. The 90th UK Prime Minister, many years ago, Winston Churchill, said the following words about Islam. Winston Churchill understood this problem and wrote, "How dreadful are the cases which Muhammadism lays on its votaries. Individual Muslims may show splendid qualities, but the influence of the religion paralyzes the social development of those who follow it.
Oh, yes.
No stronger retrograde forces exist in this world." According to Winston Churchill, there is no stronger retrogressive institution, religion, or organization. There is no stronger than Islam.
Yes. Yes.
There is no stronger divisive and violent organization in this world than Islam. There is no stronger. So, you might find a very peaceful Muslim in his personal space. He has chosen to not follow extremism taught in his own church. That one is a rebellious Muslim. Because there is money that is donated into the mosque
Yes.
that goes to those who do violence. So if you are a Muslim and you go to the mosque and you give offerings there, some of your offerings is used to sponsor Boko Haram, Al-Shabaab, and other terrorist organizations, including the Fulanis. So whether you are a jihad yourself or you are a peaceful, in quotes, Muslim, you are still part of this very rogue organization.
Yes.
I am actually advocating for progressive governments to ban Islam in African states.
Yes.
Yes.
Islam has not brought peace. Salam alaikum is a charade. There is no peace that comes from Islam. Because it's not one extremist guy who has gone out to gun people down. It's in the blueprint of the religion.
Yes.
So it's systematic.
Yes.
It's organizational. You understand?
Yes.
So how can you have a conversation with a bandit to discourage him from ambushing Christians when that is what is taught in the mosque? How can you achieve that? And to make matters worse, the Nigerian government negotiates with about 290 bandits who say we now want to leave banditry. The Nigerian government gives each and every one of them 50,000 naira. The Nigerian government gives each and every one of them a bag of rice and a bag of cooking oil. And then those ex-terrorists are allowed to join the Nigerian army. What kind of forgiveness is that? How can you forgive a person who murdered your citizens and you reward him by asking him to join a peaceful force that is supposed to protect the very citizens he was killing? As we speak right now, Tinubu's government conscripted some of the bandits who said we are laying down arms into the Nigerian army. So the Nigerian army is compromised. The soldiers don't know who is working for the Boko Haram and who is working for the government. This is why the soldiers are dying every day like flies in Nigeria. Apostle Chiwenga has two proposed solutions for the Nigerian genocide. It's a genocide. The first solution is that President Trump's initiative must be implemented sooner rather than later.
Okay.
We need a military intervention to save, most importantly, Christians and vulnerable village groups in the northern states of Nigeria, like Benue State.
Okay.
External intervention. And I want to say to the African Union, shame on you. Any African who is condemning Trump is shameless.
Yes.
Because the organ that should have been seized with the Nigerian genocide issue is the African Union.
Yes.
The ECOWAS.
Yes.
Yes.
Where are they?
Yes.
Where is ECOWAS? Where is AU? We should have the AU army in Benue State right now and other states. Places like Sokoto, people are being abducted. Last week, they abducted 500 people. They killed 500 people in one night. Bodies are everywhere. And nobody, no president in Africa, except a few, is condemning the death of Nigerians. You tell me that we are Africans, we love one another. 500 citizens. Is it not a town? It's a town of 500 people.
Yes.
Our brothers and sisters are dying every day in Nigeria.
Yes.
And Africans are quiet. We are a cursed continent, I'm telling you. And I've been saying this for a long time.
Yes.
Now, how can President Mnangagwa challenge President Tinubu to save his people when President Mnangagwa sends soldiers to gun down his own people? How can Samia Hassan Suluhu call Tinubu and say, why are you not acting to protect your citizens? When she killed more than 3,000 people in Tanzania, not more than a month ago, dumped the bodies into overcrowded mortuaries and dug mass graves to hide the genocide in Tanzania, in Dar es Salaam, and other places. How can Samia Hassan contribute positively to pressure Tinubu to act when she is a murderer herself?
Yes.
And I told you, did I not talk about Tanzania?
Yes, yes,
I said this woman is a stooge.
Yes.
She's working for the Islamic mafia. Those are the people pushing Samia Hassan to keep power on behalf of the Islamic mafia. Tanzania has been captured by the Islamic mafia. There will not be a Christian president in Tanzania for the next 50 years if we do not have an extraordinary intervention.
yes.
Christian people in Tanzania are as vulnerable as Christians in Nigeria. Very soon, you will see what is happening in Nigeria, happening in Tanzania. Because Muslims are taught to eradicate Christians. If you refuse to join Islam, the strategy is when there are fewer than Christians, the Muslims pretend to be peaceful. It's taught in the Quran. When they are outnumbering you, peacefully cohabit and exist with them. But as soon as your numbers increase, force them to join Islam. If they refuse, kill them. So people are dying in Nigeria for one reason, two reasons: land and resources and religion.
Yes.
This is why Muslims are killed for leaving Islam. The only religion in the world where if you leave it, it's a death sentence.
Yes.
I don't know, evangelist, if you know this. Do you know that apostasy is punishable by death in Islam? And it's taught in the Quran.
Yes.
The imams teach about it publicly. You understand?
Yes.
And this is why I don't buy the sincerity of Louis Farrakhan until he criticizes Islam, not extreme Muslims, but Islam as a violent religion. I will start to believe that Louis Farrakhan is a representative of black consciousness and black awareness. He's a hypocrite. Whoever teaches Islam and does not criticize its violence as a practice and as a doctrine is a hypocrite. There are two solutions from Apostle Chiwenga towards the Nigerian issue: how to solve the Nigerian genocide, how to stop the massacre and the genocide of our brothers and sisters by their brothers and sisters who have been weaponized by a very rogue religion. Two solutions are offered by Apostle Chiwenga. The first one: Trump must act soon to try and help the Nigerian people. We know people don't like Trump. There are so many things that are questionable about his politics. But one thing I like about him, when he wants to condemn something that is wrong, he does it wholeheartedly. We haven't seen that in a long time in politicians. And by so doing, Trump is by far better than Barack Obama. Yes, the best thing Obama did was legalize same-sex marriages. That is his legacy. That's what he did for the black people. There's nothing he did for the black people that is useful. All right. Well, what about him wanting to send Africans back to Africa? Trump hates black people. Well, imagine if all Africans had nowhere to run to
Yes.
but face their demons head on.
Yes.
There would be a good outcome, I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
But the point I'm making is that Trump and every other government that claims to care about people, let us see you now talking in defense of Nigeria,
Amen.
including the South African government, which went to the ICC to take Israel to court in protection of Palestinians in the Gaza Strip. Talk about your fellow Bantus, not more than 3,000 kilometers away from Pretoria. Let us see African presidents raising their voices and saying we must act as a collective to protect our sisters and brothers and mothers in Nigeria. The bandits are entering churches and shooting church members. The church used to be the safest place. In Nigeria, some communities have stopped going to church because of violence supported by certain players in government. The Nigerian government of President Tinubu, I repeat, has no capacity to deal with the genocide, the banditry, the terrorism. He has no capacity. Not only is he too old, but he is compromised, consciously speaking, mentally speaking. He is confused and conflicted. He can't deal with the terrorists and then meet the fathers of those terrorists in the mosque on Friday. They are his brothers. That is one option. The second solution is divide Nigeria into Christian Nigeria and Islamic Nigeria. Let Nigeria split into two nations. The Christian nation then designs its own army, knows that we are living with a neighboring terrorist country because there are people in Nigeria who can fight and defend themselves. Pastor Chuma, do you know that there are certain states in Nigeria where police stations close at 6 o'clock, they open in the morning. The police officers are afraid to be in the police station the whole night. What a nation? Is that a nation? Ku Nigeria kwane nzvimbo dzekuti ukafona so vanokutaura kuti dzakota to 6 unozoya kuseni. Hatidi izvi zvotipa problems. Zvoita unoya kuma7 tetavhura. Police stations are now shutting down in Nigeria in fear of bandits. It's practical, it's real. So my suggestion is divide Nigeria. Let the Christians go and constitute their own nation. And the Muslims, the violent ones, they retain the smaller part of Nigeria.
Right.
And let Tinubu be a president of the Islamic part of Nigeria. And let the Christians appoint or elect their own president. So that it becomes a war between two nations.
Right.
Yes.
Because right now, Nigerians, which are Christians and others which are not, they can't defend themselves because they don't have arms. The government is arming terrorists at night. In the morning, they condemn the terrorists.
Yes.
It's impossible. A proper government could have dealt with these terrorists in 1 year. They know where they are, the terrorists. We know that some of these terrorists kill some of these Muslims. We know that. But we are talking about Christians.
Yes.
Because those are the biggest targets. Now, I want to ask you if you are a Christian. We are not Christians. We know Christianity was started in Rome. Paul and Peter and the believers of the Bible are not Christians. They were not Christians.
No,
and so we are not Christians. We are children of God.
Yes.
But one of the reasons why we are not Christians is the heartlessness and the carelessness of Christians. How many Christian pastors in Nigeria have condemned terrorism? How many Christian pastors in America have spoken about this? Have you heard Magandiwa or Magaya or anyone talking about this? If you are a Christian, doesn't the life of a Christian in Nigeria matter to you? Are they not children of your father as well? At this point, every Christian pastor should be speaking every day
Amen. Amen.
to pressure the Nigerian government.
Yes.
But Christians are not, they don't know God, Christians.
No.
They love to speak about God whom they don't know.
Yes, yes.
This is why a pastor in Zambia thinks it's none of his business. When Christians in Nigeria are being killed, you think it's not happening in my backyard, so it doesn't matter. But that's not what children of the same father do.
No.
Yes.
No.
If you are a Christian and you believe you are a child of God, the safety of other Christians should be your concern.
Yes.
I saw Matthew Ashmolo condemning this genocide, and that is commendable. I also saw our overzealous brother Abel Damina talking about it. That's commendable as well. We might have doctrinal issues, but
Yes.
at least we know that there is a certain level where our common humanity matters. Shame on you, all Christians, pastors, to whom the lives of Christians being killed and massacred in Nigeria does not matter. Shame on you.
Yes.
This is what I wanted to say about Islam. It's a pandemic that we shall never defeat until radical steps are taken. Chiwenga is suggesting the banning of Islam in all Christian nations. The same way Christianity is banned in Arab states. Why don't we ban Islam?
Yes.
You can't open a church in Saudi Arabia. Why should Muslims open a church in Zimbabwe? You can't open a church in Iran. Why should Iranians go to Zambia and open a mosque there?
Yes.
You can't even hold the Bible at an airport at the international airport in Saudi Arabia. What is the capital city of Saudi Arabia?
Riyadh.
Riyadh, yes, thank you. Augona kufamba wakabata Bible uri pa airport iri mu Riyadh. Vanokuti zvokuurayisa zvauri, they will kill you. The least they will do to you is to take it away from you. Put it in a bin. They will put this Bible in a bin. Yes. But if you go into a bookstore in Riyadh or in Qatar or in Dubai, if you go into a bookstore and you are not a Muslim, if they see you touching the Quran, you will be in big trouble.
Hey.
Touching the Quran is haram in Arab states.
Hey.
But they can take my Bible and put it into the bin.
Hey.
And they come to Africa and build a mosque. Brainwash our poor and hungry brothers and mothers by giving them bags of rice every, what do they call that fasting of them?
Ramadan.
Every Ramadan. They give our poor people rice and cooking oil. And then they are lured to join Islam. And when I go into some cities right now and put my speaker there, I can't preach without obtaining a license.
Yes.
But when they are doing their prayers, they make noise throughout the whole city. I was in Nairobi and I couldn't sleep. I said, who is making these prayers? They said, there are mosques all over Nairobi.
Hey.
So when they are doing their morning prayers, everyone, including non-Muslims, must wake up. Why should we allow noise to come from the mosque? And yet Christians cannot do open street evangelism
Yeah.
without being asked to pay money, harassed by the police. Why are we giving special treatment to Islam in Africa? We don't need Islam in Namibia. We don't need Islam in Malawi. We don't need Islam in South Africa. I am not loved by people and I don't care. I will speak my mind and I will speak the mind of God.
Yes.
We don't have an issue with the falsehoods of Islam. We have an issue with the violence of Islam. Christians have never preached to other Christians to kill any other religion. Christians are peaceful. And us who are not Christians and children of God, we are also peaceful.
Amen.
Yes.
We see Muslims and we greet them with love.
Yes.
But Muslims cannot share a cup of drink with us. They say we are haram. When you are in the mosque, they tell you that non-Christians are infidels. They must die.
Non-Muslims.
If you are a Muslim, write to me on my WhatsApp and say to me, there's something I said today that is not in your Quran. And I have the Quran and I will read it to you. I have the Hadith. I can read to you the Hadith. I have the Sahih Buhari, Buhari, I can read it to you. I have the Sunan and Desai, I can read it to you. I have those books. Some of us, we don't accuse without facts. We don't need Islam in Kenya. We don't need Islam in Rwanda. We don't need Islam in Burkina Faso. We have to abolish Islam because it is violent. It cannot dwell peacefully with other religions. This is the elephant that people do not want to address in the room. I am open. You can't open a church in Riyadh, fine. Don't come and open a mosque in Harare.
Yes.
That is what we call justice.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
It's as simple as that. So from Tanzania, they will Islamicize Kenya. And from there, they will Islamicize DRC, then Zambia. Already, a fraction of Malawi has been Islamicized. But because they haven't competed with the population of those who are not Muslims, they do not have the violence we see now. And then Mozambique. And then these are going to put Zimbabwe, Namibia, and Zambia at a corner.
Yes.
And then we are going to be the Islamic State of Africa. That is what we are going to do. President Duma Boko must abolish Islam. President Hakainde Hichilema must abolish Islam. We might pay a small price because they have money. They withdraw their investment. But that is good time for us to learn to be self-reliant. We protect the population, suffer a little bit of hunger, and then in 10 years' time we have learned our lessons. We are now self-sustained, and we have peaceful communities.
Yes.
Yes.
We say to them, if you want to build a mosque, you only build one mosque in every city. And in that mosque, we don't want to see a local in that mosque. Only Arabs are allowed to enter into that mosque. If you are in Saudi Arabia, you can't preach about Jesus to an Arab. It's a crime. If you are in Dubai, you can't preach about Jesus to an Arab. It's a crime. You'll be arrested for saying, can you come to Jesus? But they are allowed to recruit Africans into Islam. What makes them think they are superior to us? Pastor, it's a crime.
That's a crime.
To preach about Jesus in Kuwait, in Oman, in Qatar. It's a crime.
It is.
This is why I say we don't have leaders in Africa. We have stooges. Because this is what leadership is all about. How can you be equal with someone who tells you when you come to my house, you sit on the floor, but when I come to your house, give me a couch? How can you say you are equal with that person? How can you party the Jesu? Uri mu street kana utukasaka nemu Arab woti tendeuka unonzi mapurisa bata yewe adaoni burisa Islam, and they will behead you.
Yes.
Trying to preach to an Arab, it's haram. They will kill you. You want to take someone from Prophet Muhammad, it's punishable by death. But with a bag of rice, the Arabs are recruiting black people into the mosques, brainwashing them with a cosmetic message of peace that is hiding brutality, murder, and genocide at its core. They say salam alaikum in the streets. They preach violence in the mosque. Now let me ask you two questions. If Islam is a peaceful religion, how come wherever it is practiced there is violence? I'm asking a genuine question. If Islam is a peaceful religion, how come wherever it is preached there is violence?
Yes.
There are bomb vests.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Allah Akbar. Bombs are bursting and exploding everywhere.
Yes.
There is a terrorism. If Islam is a religion of peace, why is Saudi Arabia not opening its borders to Palestinians which are in the Gaza Strip to go and have refugee status in Saudi Arabia? If Islam is a religion of peace, how come Dubai did not open its borders to Palestinian refugees who were suffering in poverty and dying of starvation during this Hamas war? Why? Why didn't Egypt open its borders? Because the Palestinians in the Gaza Strip could walk into Egypt on foot. Egypt says, I don't want to see you here. We can only take those who are wounded and the newborn children to the hospitals. And yet, the people in the Gaza Strip are Muslims. Egypt is an Islamic state. They share the same faith. Why didn't Egypt open its borders to Palestinians? It is because Egypt knows the Palestinians in the Gaza Strip have been weaponized by Hamas. Most of them, if they are men, are now terrorists. So Egypt is avoiding bringing terrorism into Egypt. They've got their own issues already. This is why they send lorries with food, and yet they don't bring them into their home. Women were dying in the streets, and the Gaza Strip was being bombed because of the Hamas. No Arab nation sent aeroplanes to take vulnerable women and children during the Hamas war. Where is love in Islam?
But am I even the countries like Yemen, which is 99% Muslim, they still kill people.
And we were saying there's a lot of hypocrisy. So far from what we heard, about 100 and something thousand Palestinians died, up to 200,000 during the Israel-Hamas war. And yet 1 million Syrians were killed by Bashar al-Assad in Syria. The so-called human rights movement did not do enough media campaigns to condemn the killing of civilians by their own government in Syria, the killing of civilians by their own government in Yemen. They were not doing it for the love of humanity.
Always, no.
They are anti-Semitists. They hate Jews. They hate Israel. 200,000 Palestinians versus 1 million Syrians. Who killed the 1 million Syrians in Syria? It is not Israel.
No.
It is not Christians.
No.
They are Islamic Syrians, led by their former president. So, if you want to see that there is no peace in Islam, go to Iraq, go to Iran, go to Yemen, go to Syria, which are full-time Islamic states. Go to Afghanistan and see how women and children are treated there.
Yes, yes.
Don't pretend to love people, my dear. We know you don't love Israel, but you are masquerading as a human rights defender. You are pro-life. You want to defend innocent and vulnerable children in the Gaza Strip. Why haven't you spoken about the murder of people in South Sudan? The death of vulnerable people of kwashiorkor and nutrition-based diseases in Somalia. Who is doing that in Somalia? Is that Israel?
No ways, no.
Is in Somalia an Islamic state?
Yes.
It's full of Muslims, Somalia.
Yeah.
So my message to those who are coming to govern Africa, this is a problem you must deal with. Eradication of the violence of Islam in Africa, starting with the Southern and Central and East Africa, West, East, and Southern Africa. We need to say no to Islam. You are violent, go and practice your violence in the Arab region. They are using money, but we must say no. And I'm saying this unashamedly. I know there's going to be a lot of backlash, I don't care. To show you that the Christians are following a vain religion, you see with their quietness when it matters that they speak. When their voice is required, Christians are quiet.
Yes, yes.
All over the world.
Yes.
The Joyce Meyer, the Benny Hinn, the Trudeau Bismarck. They are so quiet. They don't talk about Nigerians, Christian Nigerians, which are being taken out of churches. Some are being gunned down with military-grade weapons. But you're a Christian. I believe in Jesus. Does Jesus not care about our brothers dying in Nigeria? If you follow Jesus, why do you not care about the people that Jesus died for?
Amen.
Which Jesus sent you? Which Jesus sent Makandiwa to preach about prosperity and forget about life? 7 people are gunned down by the soldiers. How many were Christians? Probably all of them were Christians. And the pastor remains quiet. He says, we can't speak like that. They are the elders, the leaders. We can't criticize the government. So President Trump may divide Nigeria and say, this is the part for Muslims. This is the part for Christians. Christians find their own president. Train soldiers, train youths, and say, look, defend your own country. When these Muslims come, kill them. End of story. That is two solutions from Apostle Chiwenga. External foreign military intervention or the dividing of Nigeria into two. A Christian Nigeria and a Muslim Nigeria.
Okay.
And these two become enemies. Because the Christians in Nigeria have no capacity to defend themselves. The constitutional democratic systems require people to expect protection from their government. When a government is in bed with the terrorists, the people cannot defend themselves. If you are found with a gun, you are arrested for illegal possession of a firearm. But the same government is negotiating and dining with the terrorists who are brandishing AK-47s in the air on camera without covering their faces. And the government does nothing. That's a precarious situation if you are in Nigeria. I want to advise our Nigerian youths to stand up with one voice and reject the Tinubu government. Ask for international help. That man is a despicable man. I've never seen a weak president like Tinubu, whose fear of Muslim bandits he is able to display on camera and before the whole nation unashamedly. This is what I wanted to say, but coming back to the issue of Israel, I wanted to say Israel is a blessed nation, and it is so blessed that they were able to build very strong military defenses. And amongst the things they have the Iron Dome. And we were saying that at one point during the peak of their war with Hamas, they were fired with 300 rockets in one night. And they managed to defuse 97% of them using the Iron Dome. It costs $50,000 to defuse one rocket with the Iron Dome. Multiply that with the 297 and multiply that with 365 days and try to imagine how much it costed Israel in terms of money to defend themselves from the bombardment of the Hamas terrorists. Not forgetting that they were fighting a war from many fronts. On this southern side, they were fighting with the Hamas. On that other side, they were being bombed by the Houthis in Yemen and Hezbollah in Lebanon. So they were defending themselves from the Lebanese attacks, from the Yemeni attacks, and they had to go as far as bombing Iran, because everybody knows that the IRGC is the one that is arming Hezbollah and the Houthis. So what I'm saying now is, if it was not for the strength of Israel, Israel could have been decimated more than 5 decades ago. The reason why Israel is alive and functioning as a nation right now, it is not by chance, it is military strength. They are surrounded by Islamic states which teach their people to kill any Jew they meet. Majuda ari kurarama zvesvoto mu Middle East. Hapana anoda Israel. Yemen and Palestine do not love Israel. Egypt does not like Israel. Jordan does not like Israel. Syria does not like Israel. Iran worse. But Israel is there, strong and functioning. You understand?
Yes.
It is because of the blessing of Abraham.
Amen.
They are children of Abraham. And whether you like their methods or you don't, at least you must not negate history now. The Holocaust saw the massacre of 5 million Jews by Hitler.
Yes.
And yet Israel bounced back.
Amen.
They are back and they are strong.
Amen.
And so you can't expect people who faced extermination more than any group of people in the entire history of mankind. Israel are the only people who have faced extinction.
Yes.
Many more times than any other group of human beings since the history of mankind.
Yes.
And yet they are still alive. That's not a mistake.
No.
Yes.
And don't expect us to hate Israel when you hate Israel. We are not your children. We don't eat your food. We have a right to choose who to identify with. Human rights. Which human rights are you talking about? Who has more human rights than who? So, this is the blessedness of Abraham. Evangelist, we had read Hebrews chapter 6, and we said God took an oath.
Yes.
And he said, I swear by my name, I will bless you, Abraham. So those who are trying to eradicate Israel are putting their lives at risk. You can't eradicate Israel. They are a blessed nation.
Yes.
God couldn't have spoken about blessing the spiritual nation of his children if he had not established a perfect example
Yes. Yes.
of who is a true
Amen.
blessed nation.
Amen.
You get it? Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So, if there are Muslims around you, you must know that they are planning to kill you. The reason why they haven't done anything is because they know you are more than them. So they know they might not be able to defeat you. Once the population of people who are not Muslims is outnumbered by Muslims, they will start their violence to take over by force. And this modus operandi was Muhammad's culture in his days.
All right.
He was a caravan robber who attacked the people and took their possessions. Prophet Muhammad.
All right.
It's historical. You can't fight with history. What I'm saying is history. It's not my opinion. I read history. I'm a student of history. Yes. And I continue to ask Muslims, how do you preach about Muhammad being a perfect example of a holy man when he was a pedophile?
What a joke.
How can a prophet marry a 6-year-old girl, sleep with her when she turns 9,
Yes.
and be a prophet from God?
No.
Which God is that?
Oh, yes.
How old was Aisha, by the way? And how can a prophet kill his adopted son and marry his wife?
Marry the wife of the adopted son.
Muhammad married the wife of his adopted son before he died. You didn't know?
No.
So if you're a Muslim and you have a 6-year-old child, a daughter, your daughter is at the right age for your prophet to marry her. Did you know that? It's a joke. That's why there's no Muslim who has tried to debate me, because there's nothing holy about the life of Muhammad. He was a rapist. How can you marry a 6-year-old?
Just abomination.
How can you sleep with a 9-year-old and be a prophet from Allah? A holy prophet.
It's evil.
How can you marry your own daughter-in-law? The wife of your adopted son is the wife of your son. Fathers don't sleep with their daughters-in-law.
Yes.
Aurare nemurora, augare naga murora wako. Ajite.
No.
Okay.
No.
So don't bring to me the nonsense about holiness. There's no holiness in Islam. The whole religion is premised upon sacrilege and ungodliness and wickedness and filthiness.
Yes. Yes.
A religion that teaches that women can remarry 3 months after divorce is not a religion from God.
No.
All these things are correct teachings in accordance with the Quran. There is no exaggeration. Zvandataura zvese zvirimo muteachings dzeQuran. Read the Quran, read the Hadith, read the Sahih al-Bukhari. These are the Muslim trusted sources amongst many others. You understand?
And the third thing, Amai, that you mentioned regarding Africa is when our leaders are actually opening doors and arms
Yes.
to these nations, come and invest. But what we know is it's not about the investment, but it's about giving them room for them to spread their religion.
Oh, yeah.
And we don't look much into this religion, just as you explained it to us. Now we have a clear understanding. So this is what they are trying to achieve. And looking at Nigeria as an example, people are dying. They are capturing. I know the year they captured how many girls were they?
300.
There were 300 girls.
300 school girls
Yes, who were captured.
disappeared.
Yeah. And not much was done even from that time.
You didn't hear Mugabe talking about it.
No.
This is why some politicians say these African regional blocs like AU, ECOWAS, and SADC, it's a gentleman's club of old and tired politicians whose meetings are only based on protecting each other's consolidation of power, but nothing discussed about protecting and promoting the safety and the prosperity of the peoples of their land.
No.
Why are they quiet? How many Nigerians should be killed until AU sets up an ad hoc meeting to discuss how to intervene in Nigeria? How many women should be raped by these Fulani headsmen? How many churches should be destroyed and burned down? It's very unpleasant.
Yes.
And we represent the true church of God.
Yes.
We will speak. And if you attack and kill us, we will die for that. At least we die for something. We have been dying for nothing for many decades now.
Very, very healthy cause.
We have been dying for nothing for many decades. It's better to die for something
Yes.
than to die for nothing. In any case, if you know what I've gone through, you can't use death to intimidate me anymore. I was baptized in death many times. So death is no longer anything that can scare me.
Yeah.
So we are calling upon African presidents to enact laws that abolish and ban Islam, the practice of Islamic religion in their countries. It's toxic. If you want to prove what I'm saying, look at Nigeria, look at Tanzania, look at Somalia, look at Sudan. Look at the western province of Mozambique. You will see the peacefulness of Islam. Salam alaikum. Right. I want us to watch a video. I want to speak a little bit about Abraham, but let's do this, believers. Let us read the book of Genesis once again, chapter 14, verse 13 to verse number 17.
And they,
Maybe let's do a tete-a-tete and then come to read this passage. I want us to breathe a little bit and share sentiments on what I've said. Ask your neighbor, did you know that violence is not selected incidents by overzealous Islamic extremists, but it is entrenched into the very core of its doctrine in the Quran and other Muslim trusted books? Did you know that Islam teaches that when a Muslim meets a Christian or a Jew, according to Surah 3, verse 151, you shall cast terror into the hearts of those that disbelieve in Islam. According to Surah 2, verse 191, kill them that are non-Muslims wherever you find them. Kill them. Such is the recompense of the disbelievers. If you don't believe in Islam, you are to be punished by death. How can you force me to believe in your religion? And according to Surah 9, verse 5, then kill the disbelievers, the non-Muslims, whenever you find them, capture them, besiege them, and lie in wait for them in each and every ambush.
Hey.
If you are a Muslim, you are a terrorist by nature.
Yes.
You may not have started now to kill and ambush people, but in due time you shall start. Because that is what you are taught in the Quran. Unless you denounce these surahs, you are a terrorist. All Muslims are terrorists because they believe in a doctrine that is a purveyor of violence against non-believers. Ingakurorwa chaiko munhu anopfimbwa wani akaramba otosiyiwa. Why do you want to force people to join your religion? If your religion was good enough, it should attract people by just preaching.
Yes.
Why should you be violent to non-believers? Let's do a tete-a-tete and come back to conclude our first segment. Stay with us. Once again, we call upon the youths of Nigeria, the peaceful and the peace-loving youths of Nigeria, to reject Mr. Bola Tinubu's government and ask for an intervention that will facilitate the reconstruction of a responsible government. A government's primary mandate is to protect the lives of its citizens. Mr. Tinubu's government is captured by Islamic extremism. Mr. Tinubu knows what he needs to do. He will not do it because he's a disciple of Islamic terrorism. We are also calling upon the consideration of two possible solutions, permanent solutions to the Nigerian genocide. Either President Trump follows through his promise to intervene, because he's the only powerful president who has showed that he cares so far about the people of Nigeria. Don't talk to me about sovereignty. When a state is captured by bandits who did not go to school, there's no sovereignty to talk about.
It's true.
Or the second option is for Trump, after intervening militarily, to facilitate for the division of Nigeria into two states like South Sudan, an Islamic state, an Islamic Nigerian state, and a Christian Nigerian state, and arm and train the Nigerian Christian state that it can be able not only to defend itself, but to react decisively to quench and to thwart the terrorist tendencies of the Nigerian armed groups. We know that God cares about life. If you are a pastor and the death of Nigerians does not matter to you, you are a fool and you are a masquerade. You are a fraud. You claim to be a man of God, but you are not sent by God. If you are sent by God, you value what God values. The lives of people are more than billions in the pastor's account. The lives of people are worth more than billions that are in the pastor's account. God does not care about money. God cares about life. If life is not important to you, you are not a man of God. You are a native doctor in a smart suit. And we also want to commend the bravery of Reverend Ezekiel Dachomo, one of the pastors who spoke publicly, and his life has been in danger for the past many months, to expose the Christian genocide that is happening in Nigeria. We want to say, may God bless you, sir.
Yes.
Those are people who know God.
Amen.
A man who knows that God does not want lives to be unceremoniously ended. Life is sacred.
Yes.
I hope one day I will have an opportunity to sit with Reverend Ezekiel Dachomo and learn from his bravery. That is a brave man.
Amen.
A man who, after being pointed a gun at, he still stands up and say, I saw them burying tens and hundreds of people in my district, in my province, in my state. I will not be quiet.
Amen.
That is a man. We don't have so many men like Reverend Ezekiel Dachomo in Africa. Our men, they are now twerking for cars before other men. That is the kind of men we now have. Useless men who are unashamed to speak publicly that another man stole money from the government and donated a car to them. That's not a man.
No.
If you want to find men, go and read about Reverend or watch videos about Reverend Ezekiel Dachomo. Those are men now. Not Vedava.
Ish. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I have a comment here, Apostle, from Dominic Shoko.
Dominic Shogo is a person.
I don't know how verifiable it is. Traore declined Saudi's offer to build 200 mosques in
It's
his
true.
country.
I know that is true.
Okay.
Yes. I'll be in Burkina Faso in a couple of weeks. I'm going to Burkina Faso myself. So, Saudi Arabia, the Prince of Saudi Arabia, Prince Mohammed bin Salman, he offered President Traore that he wanted to build 200 mosques
Yes.
in Burkina Faso, and he said no. He said, come and build schools and hospitals,
yes,
not mosques.
I know that. Yes. Yes.
And we say kudos
Yes.
to President Traore.
Yes.
That one is another man.
Yes.
That our useless men who must be called Mrs. Men nowadays. They should go and learn from President Traore. We actually think that is a good step, but we need him to do more.
Yes.
He need to ban Islam
Yes.
from Burkina Faso. Yes.
Yes.
Not because he doesn't believe in Islam, but because it is a violent religion.
Yes.
Yes.
If you are a Muslim and you don't know that Islam is violent, you are not a true Muslim. You are a cosmetic Muslim. You don't know your text and your scriptures.
Yes.
So don't come to me now. We believe in people who know what they believe. We can't tell you what is in your Quran and you don't know about it.
Yes,
You can't come and debate with me. All right.